The second scab let out a war cry. Billups raised his sword, and the two thundered toward each other. As they passed, Billups leaned low, the blades connecting. It was so loud you would have thought the metal would have shattered like glass. Then, as they passed, Billups twisted his sword into the back of the assassin. What? Oh, yeah, that's right, your niece. He's coming. He's coming from the forest. Here he is. And he's still followed by the two remaining assassins. Oh! Sylvie shouted out, "Your niece, duck your head!" And she threw from her hand. Two throwing knives whistled through the air, and with a pronounced thunk, embedded deeply into the assassin's chest. And they slumped in their saddles. Dead. The forest fell silent. Jonas, he sat startled. His little tactic had worked. He had saved them. Could it be? Could it be that he was indeed chosen? Dusk was soon upon them, and their journey continued into the canyons of Igel. They scanned the desolate landscape. Billups, Darcel, and Sylvie went deep and scouted the terrain. Billups, "Do you see anything?" Darcel, "No. No cacti as far as I can see." Then Jonas yelled out, "Look, over there!" There at the bottom of a sheer wall of rock was the Catalina cacti. They had been lopped off at the base. Not one was left standing. They were too late. Billups. Looks like someone was here first. We'll have to go deeper in. Sylvie spoke up. "Into the canyon? Are you crazy? That's suicide!" But Billups had already disappeared over the rocks. You could hear the tumbling of boulders under the hooves echo through the canyon. And as Jonas rode along the narrow passageway, he scanned the top of the cliffs, and he imagined yet more scabs, their gray eyes peering, watching. The narrow canyon opened, and they found themselves in a clearing. But as they looked around, it was surrounded by rock, by wall. And it was then that Billups jumped from his horse and stood. Listen. And he stabbed his finger in the air. Horde. Jonas felt it before he heard it. It was the low kind of rumble that seeps into your feet and climbs into your bones. They were trapped. This was it. This is where they would die. Jonas cried out in his heart, "Elion, lover of my soul, save us." Psst. This way if you want to live. Jonas spun around, and there was a white bat pointing to a gap in the cliff. It was a Rausch. Jonas looked around. He was confused. All he could hear was the pounding of hooves. He couldn't see the others. So he followed the bat into the darkness. The first Rausch was met by a second. Well. So it begins at last. Jonas looks stunned. Oh, you're surprised. I don't blame you. It's been 13 years since any human has seen a Roush. The bat stepped toward Jonas. He stood there, slack-jaw. You mean this is real? This isn't a dream? Oh, it's very real. I'm Gabil, and this is McCall. And you of course, are your niece. How do you know my name? We know a great deal more than that. Have you ever noticed the mark behind your right ear? Your niece lifted his finger and stroked the raised birthmark behind his right ear. He'd always been conscious of it. Yes. Yes. A child, marked by Elion, would prove his worth and destroy the Dark One. This was the second prophecy given to Thomas Hunter. Then the bat reached down, lifted a book, placed it in Jonas's hands, and stepped back. These were the words he said. You are the chosen one. Jonas of Middle, the task given to you is to find the 6 lost books of history. Jonas turned the book in his hands. Its rough leather was worn, felt heavy. It was real. All of it was real. He felt the weight. And it was at that moment that he realized he was truly chosen. Well, there's more to the story, my friends. There always is. How the book was a bridge to another reality. How your niece would lead the 4 on a quest that would lead them to the very pit of hell itself. How they would find adventure, cross worlds, fall in love, find danger, but even greater glory. Yes. But I am here today at this great gathering to tell you that it all began there, in that forest, where your niece denied the voices that called him a coward, that he first believed and discovered that he was chosen. And so it is with us, my friends. Yes, so it is with us. Though we might not see the Shiitake, do we not believe that they are there? Though we might not have the strength to fight, do we not know that he will make a way? And like your niece, do not we truly believe and know that we are indeed chosen? Chosen to live a life full of love and song as we wait for the final dance. So now, friends, raise your fist with me in agreement with these words. We are chosen. We are chosen.
We are chosen. We are chosen. We are chosen. We are chosen.
There's more to come, my friends. Always more to come.